Simple Tales presents Why the Bear Has a Short Tail. A Siberian legend. Why does the mighty bear, ruler of forests and mountains, have such a short tail? If you ask the elders of the frozen north, they may smile and tell you a story. Not about strength, but about greed, pride, and the danger of believing a trickster's promises. Long ago, when the world was young and winter ruled the land for half the year, Bear was not the creature we know today. In those days, Bear possessed a magnificent tail. It was long, thick, and covered in glossy fur that shimmered like dark silver beneath the northern moon. Bear was proud of that tail. He admired it whenever he saw his reflection in a still pond. He swished it when he walked through the forest. He even believed it made him more important than every other creature. And perhaps no one grew more tired of hearing Bear boast than Fox. Fox was the kind of creature who could steal a meal, escape a trap, and convince someone else it had been their idea all along. While Bear relied on size and strength, Fox relied on his mind. One winter evening, after a heavy snowfall had buried the forests beneath a blanket of white, Fox found a fisherman's camp beside a frozen river. The fisherman had caught many fish that day. Fox waited patiently until darkness covered the land. Then he crept silently into the camp and helped himself to several fine fish before slipping back into the night. The next morning, Fox was stretched comfortably atop a snowy hill, enjoying his stolen breakfast when Bear lumbered through the trees. The scent of fresh fish reached Bear immediately. His stomach growled. "Fox," Bear called, "where did you find such a feast in the middle of winter?" Fox swallowed a mouthful and pretended to hesitate. "Oh, it was nothing difficult." Bear sat down heavily. "Tell me." Fox stroked his chin as though considering whether to reveal a great secret. "Very well," he said. "I caught them myself." Bear blinked. "Caught them? Through the ice?" "Of course." Bear looked impressed. "How?" Fox lowered his voice. "It is an ancient fishing technique." Now, Bear was completely interested. Fox pointed toward the frozen river. "First, find a hole in the ice." Bear nodded. "Then, sit beside it and lower your tail into the water." "My tail?" "Your tail." Fox spoke with complete confidence. "The fish will think it is a root hanging in the water. They will gather around it. Soon they will bite it and cling to it. The longer you wait, the more fish you will catch." Bear's eyes widened. "That sounds easy." "It is." "How long should I wait?" Fox looked thoughtfully toward the sky. "The entire night." "The entire night?" "The very best fishermen are patient." Bear considered this. He imagined returning home with hundreds of fish. Every animal in the forest would admire him. Perhaps they would admire him even more than his beautiful tail. Without another question, Bear hurried toward the frozen river. Fox watched him go. Then Fox rolled onto his back and laughed so hard that tears filled his eyes. That evening, Bear found a hole in the ice exactly as Fox had instructed. He sat down. He lowered his magnificent tail into the freezing water. Then he waited. The moon climbed higher. The temperature dropped. The wind howled across the frozen plain. Snow drifted around Bear's legs. Still, he waited. Every now and then, he felt a strange tug. "Aha!" he whispered. "The fish are gathering." Hours passed. The tugging sensation grew stronger. Bear became excited. He imagined thousands of fish clinging to his tail. By midnight, he could barely move it. By dawn, it felt heavier than a fallen tree. Bear grinned. This will be the greatest catch in history. At last, the eastern sky began to brighten. Bear planted his paws firmly in the snow. With a mighty roar, he pulled upward. Nothing happened. He pulled harder. Still nothing. His tail seemed trapped beneath the ice. Bear growled. Surely that meant he had caught an enormous number of fish. Gathering all his strength, he gave one final, tremendous yank. Crack! Bear flew backward through the snow. But there were no fish, no feast, no legendary catch. His tail had frozen deep inside the ice. And when he pulled, most of it tore away. Bear stared. Something felt wrong. A cold emptiness brushed the snow behind him. Slowly he turned. Where once had hung a long silver tail, there remained only a short stump. The forest fell silent. Bear's mouth hung open. His pride shattered faster than the ice beneath him. At that very moment, a familiar sound drifted across the snow. Laughter. Fox was watching from a nearby hill. He laughed so hard, he nearly rolled downhill. "You should see your face," Fox shouted. Bear understood everything. The ancient fishing technique, the patient waiting, the promise of endless fish. It had all been a trick. With a furious roar, Bear charged after Fox. Fox darted between trees. Bear crashed after him. Fox leaped over streams. Bear splashed through them. Fox squeezed through narrow gaps between rocks. Bear became stuck. All day, they raced through the forest. But Fox was too quick, too clever, and too far ahead. By sunset, Bear finally stopped. Exhausted and defeated, he watched Fox disappear into the wilderness. And from that day forward, bears have carried short tails as a reminder of what happened on that frozen river long ago. Bear lost more than a tail that day. He lost the belief that being the strongest creature in the forest made him the wisest. Strength is powerful, but pride can freeze a mind as surely as winter freezes a river. That is why, according to this old Siberian legend, the bear's tail remains short to this very day. Thank you for listening to Simple Tales. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, share, and subscribe for more legends that shaped our world. Until next time, remember, wisdom often begins where pride ends.